Nappy manufacturing is moving offshore. Let's have a look. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Heiser Says. I have my stein of coffee, and I hope you're ready to talk about interesting development. Now, this is an article that just appeared tonight, and I wanted to discuss it with everyone because it's about Huggies moving their production over to Asia. And your initial response would be, well, of course they're doing that, Florian. Everyone is. It's because labor is so much cheaper in Asia. But that's not the reason they're put forward. So let's have a read through this article and then look at a few other bits of information, because I think it's quite interesting. So Huggies nappies will no longer be made in Australia following the announcement that manufacturing giant Kimberly Clark will close the doors of its Ingleburn mill in July. So 200 workers are losing their jobs, and I feel quite sorry for the people that are losing their jobs. But I'll be honest, we stopped using Huggies and we started using Aldi nappies because they were half the price and almost as good. Almost as good. So the Australian company which produces Huggies nappies fired all 220 workers at the factory on Wednesday. They will begin production of Huggies in Asia from June 30. The company said the move will allow faster access to the latest research and engineering advancements in nappies and pants. Okay, apparently it's not a cost-driven decision. It's to give them access to the latest research and engineering advancements in nappies and pants. That is what stood out for me reading this, because we all hear the rhetoric that Australia is, this innovative superpower that's punching above our weight on a global scale. CSIRO invented Wi-Fi decades ago and the goon bag, so Australia's just cutting edge. When, it doesn't really seem like it. And we're going to look at the complexity of sanitary products and where Australia sits on the world, because these are engineered products. And if they're moving to Asia, you're thinking they're nappies, but unless you change kids and you see how they contain all the liquids and the feces and all the things they have on them, trust me, I changed a lot of nappies today. I try to avoid it, but sometimes I have to. There's some engineering involved, there's some design involved, there's sophisticated pieces of technology compared to cloth nappies. And now we're not going to be able to manufacture them here in Australia because they want to get closer to the manufacturers that are leading, bleeding edge or cutting edge with this technology. Where, are we really an innovation nation, guys, if we can't even compete in the nappy stakes? Affected workers will be offered redundancy packages and counselling. Managing Director Doug Cunningham said the package on offer is above the national redundancy provisions, so they're being generous to these people. At this time, the company is focused on the well-being of employees and their families, he said. Well, yeah, it's all downhill from here. Employees were told of the move at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. Huggies will shut their doors and no longer manufacture nappies within Australia. I guess it's all downhill from here, one affected employee wrote on Facebook. Tough day for all the 220, and this is a Twitter post at Huggies. Employees in Western Sydney who have just lost their job as US owner Kimberly Clark decides no one of its nappies will be made here in Australia. The Ingleburn factory was the last remaining Huggies plant in Australia. Kimberly Clark will continue to produce Kleenex and Viva products in South Australia. So they're still maintaining some factory provisions here in Australia, but they're shutting down their nappy manufacturing, which, these are factory workers, so they're going to cop it. It's going to affect their families. It's going to affect their ability to, sort out their mortgages. But let's have a look at these sanitary products. Let's just look at this product from a complexity scale. Sanitary articles of paper, sanitary towels, diapers. Okay, so they're diapers. That's the American word for it. And this is from the same economic complexity from MIT, the research that they've gathered. And frankly, I just think it's fascinating to look at this because, it's a $14.3 billion exports around the world. The product complexity is, the index is 0.193. So it's 2,163rd of 4,776 products. So it's in the middle of product complexity. And let's have a look who the biggest exporters of these are. Germany. Germany is number one. 1.15 billion, 11% of the export market for these products, which I guess it doesn't surprise me that much. Poland, number two. Then you've got, it's all, so a lot of them are from Europe. I'm surprised that the US isn't up the top here, but the more you learn. Here we go. Hungary, even France, Spain. Where's Australia? We're the orange bit right here. And it's not even coming up. Export value percent. There you go. 0.29% of the global export market. The value is 41.7 million. Now, looking at the Australian economy, imports, exports, and just comparing us to countries on a global scale makes you appreciate how small Australia is. And there is a political party that I'm going to do a minor matters on called Sustainable Australia. And their whole agenda is essentially keeping the Australian population in check and keeping us at this size. One argument I would put forward is the reason we're losing so many of our products or innovations that everyone's rushing to get to the States. I remember when we were working with Lorna J, and they were rushing to get over into America. Their design team was all working on America, so that's why they got us to help with their Australian deployment, because the market is just so much bigger over there in the States. It's huge. Over here, you sell, you get an app and it goes gangbusters. What do you got, 20 million? How many more do you have over there? How much bigger is the market there? So, that's what you need to look at all of these things in perspective. I think a lot of people in Australia don't realize how small we actually are in the bigger scheme of things. Look at Japan. It's right up there. It's the leader. It's the top exporter at 11% with 1.62, and Germany 1.52. So Japan is beating Germany. Then China, Turkey as well, Thailand, South Korea. Even Canada is there. Canada, 597 million. Wow, and Mexico. So, we're not really that big on it with regards to just a scale. I imagine that a lot of the manufacturing that was done in Australia was done for our local markets or for Oceania. Now, who are the biggest importers of it? Germany is at 6.2. China is at 9.7. So I'm not surprised. They're importing $1.39 billion worth of these products. And remember, this isn't just nappies. This is all sanitary products. So, paper, sanitary towels, diapers. So, there'd be wipes and all of these type of things. But the complexity is similar. So, Asia is quite a big export market, and it's still quite a big import market here. Philippines, there you go, Kazakhstan, South Korea, and Australia. We're 1.6. So, we're importing $231 million worth of these products, and we were only ever manufacturing 41.7. I'll move that there so you can see it. You see that there? So that's quite interesting, and well, there we go. That's just the other products that are related to it: paper, tablecloths and serviettes, clothing and accessories. So yes, this just shows you in the international scale of where Australia sits, the complexity of the product, on a global level. But let's have a look at our economy. Let's look at just the Australian economy to get a bit of perspective. Now, there's been all this talk about the budget, and I haven't really looked at it yet. I'm going to look at it a bit later. But I thought we'd just get a bit of a look at our economy. So we're 59th in economic complexity. Now, I've discussed, we've gone down since the 60s, but we had a spike there at the turn of the century. So, we were heading down. Look at that. We were heading down. Wow. And then we jumped back up. So our exports, so good. We're actually exporting more than we're importing. Fantastic. That's good. That's what you want. So we're 20th in the world. In imports, we're 22nd. So we're 199 billion. Our GDP per capita, I'll have to wait. Can you see that because of my picture? Hang on. I will turn off. I'll turn off my picture. There we go. We're at 48.5 GDP per capita. So we're 22nd in the world. So we're steadily climbing. But let's have a look at what we're exporting here in Australia, just to get an understanding of our economy, because our we got a complexity spike there, but we're still 59th in the world. So iron ore, 20% of our exports, 48.2 billion, just iron ore. So this section here, the maroon color, this is the pickaxe color here, you can see. So this is down here, this is and I'll link to this website, guys. So it's every country in the world. It's kind of like a beautiful version of the CIA World's Facts book, where you can see all these different things. Coal briquettes, 19%. Petroleum gas, 8.3. So you can see just how much of our economy is with regards to raw minerals. And then we've got here, precious metals, gold, 12%. And that's 29.1 billion. Wow. What do we got here? Precious metals, scrap, yep. Diamonds, okay. So we're exporting 500 million worth of diamonds. Silver, pearls. How much are pearls? That's interesting. $110 million market. And synthetic reconstructed jewelry stones, 9.8 million. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Frozen bovine, so frozen cow meat, 3.5 billion. Live export, I'm assuming, is bovine meat. Oh no, sorry, bovine. That would be live. Nearly $1 billion, 953 million. So I mean, all of this is all off the land, all mined. Where's the solar panels, guys? So, the new green wave. Where are the electric cars? Aren't we meant to be getting 50% electric cars soon? Where are all those coming from? You got wheat here, 4.8 billion. So, rapeseed oil. Oh, bloody hell, all the evil vegetable oils that I hate. But you can get an understanding. I mean, we are a natural resource and farming country, aren't we? Look, wine here's a big chunk of it. Wool, 1.1%. So it's interesting to get an understanding of this type of thing, particularly when you're making decisions on who you're going to vote for in the election. Who is pushing to increase energy costs. Okay, so let's just look at these industries here. Look at what industries here are using energy and what's going to increase the cost of our energy, and what will, maybe by, say, putting an emphasis on renewable energy to, I guess, reduce the carbon footprint of certain things. But then, we're mining all of these things, these things that are just going to need a lot of energy, but also have a lot of embodied carbon. And will that affect our, exports, our competitiveness on a global scale? These are the type of things you need to think about. We can't just think about little Australia here. We need to think about how our decisions in the voting booth are going to have on a global scale, because all green policies sound nice and friendly and happy, make you feel warm inside. Bill Shorten's going to save the trees with the new cars, but the flow-on effects could be much greater than anyone realizes. And just seeing all the dumb comments online on Facebook from idiots not understanding how our tax system works, and it just makes me lose faith in democracy. It really, really does. So let's have a look at just some of our imports here. So broadcasting equipment, 3.6%. Wow, that surprises me. Computers, 2.7. I'm not really surprised by that. Cars, 9.1%. I don't think we actually manufacture cars in Australia anymore. I think that industry also has left our wonderful nation. Special purpose ships. Wonder how much of that is the new ship that's getting manufactured in, or we're not importing it, we're manufacturing it here. So no. Refined petroleum, 7.2%. We're even bringing some gold in. Coffee. Are we exporting any coffee? Come on. I know we're one of the first world nations. Oh, there we go. We're one of the first world nations that that actually have coffee mining. Other vegetables, rice, coffee. We're exporting 23.9 million. We're importing $508 million worth of coffee, which isn't surprising. And because of that, I'm going to have, oh wait, you can't see that there. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. So I've kind of just started rambling and looking at this. Here's our trade balance. You can have a look here. Exports and imports, good. That's good. You want to be exporting more than importing, hopefully. And our destination. So who are our biggest trading partners? Where's it going? China, 35%. 35%. So just think how much of an impact if there's a reduction. Say if China's economy slows, 35% of our exports go there. That's going to have a flow through the entire economy. So it's I love doing videos about the housing crash, and everyone loves watching housing crash porn, as someone mentioned it, which is honestly what I think the media goes on about it. But just think about that, the implications of that, of China getting in trouble or slowing down a little bit. Japan then, number 2, South Korea, India and Hong Kong. They're all up there. So obviously, we're exporting a lot to Asia, which isn't surprising at all, considering we're right next to Asia. In the United Kingdom, maybe if they get out Brexit, there'll be an opportunity there. The States, New Zealand, 1.8%. There you go. So where's all of our imports coming from? It's 24% from China and a lot from Asia. We're getting a few from Germany. China, the States, 10%. There you go. So second biggest importer is from the United States. Here we go, the economic complexity of Australia. Okay, now I have not studied this at all, and I think I'll do another video looking at it in greater detail. But let's have a look at if I can press this button here. Lifting machinery. Okay, it shows you how it's all mapped and interrelated. So, okay, I did something here. Cool. The complexity and income inequality. It just shows you the spread. And here's our economic complexity ranking. There you go. We'll look at all the different countries. So it's only going back to 79. I think some of the other data goes back further. But you can see here, I mean, what was our ranking there? 50. What are we now? We're barely 59, so we're worse. So other people are doing better. We had a jump. Wow, we were 89 there in 2014. Wow. What jumped it there? If anyone can let me know what jumped our ECI, that would be quite interesting. So yeah, I think I will end it there, guys. It's interesting to see, and I feel sad for the people that are losing their jobs. But yeah, we are an exporting nation of raw materials and farming, natural resources. So why are we not supporting those industries more? And how are we going to become an innovation nation? How are people going to do it? So guys, thank you all for joining me for this episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ding the bell to see my daily updates. And let me know what you think about Australia's economy. Where's it heading? Will it get more complex? How do you think Labor's policies for housing will affect it? Do you think Liberals' budget will have any impact on it at all? Let's wait and see. Take care, guys. See you later.